The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Monsters Playbook, an actual play Monster of the Week podcast where everything happens for a reason. Even if sometimes that reason is, we thought it would be cool if this happened. This week on the cover story, is Rex Crook actually cooperating? Arch nemesis Rex Crook? Well, they do kind of have him over a barrel, and they do have a more arch nemesis. And stranger things have happened. Stranger things are happening. And when things really get weird, that's when the playing field tends to shift.
I'm John, and I play Mark Clayton.
I'm Lauren, and I play Kira and Anna Ashwood.
I'm Miah, and I play Theo Nessos.
I'm Johnny, I play literally everybody else. Let's get weird. Mark, you had gone in through the spiked gate to see and speak with the Star King. You acquitted yourself beautifully, but the moment you started to talk about what Theo was up to now, the recording stopped responding to you and started responding to some previous hypothetical version of you. And it was clear that the Star King was not actually here. He had left a moving image of himself to deliver this message.
So up to a point, he had anticipated everything you were going to say, but he didn't anticipate that.
Yep, like that one episode of Doctor Who. So now you, probably a little annoyed.
I was going to say, Mark comes out of the spiked gate. God damn it! And slams his fist on the ground, and I almost want fire to just kind of spread out from it.
All of the woodland creatures are going to jump immediately up and take a step back and eye you.
And I think Mark is just emotionally distraught a little bit. And I think he gathers himself a little bit and he's like, "Are you okay?" Talking to the squirrel.
Who's smoothing down his tail that's puffed way
singed.
up in not singed, but puffed way up in fright. Just
Fine. We're fine. You're fine.
I think Mark's going to gently pick him up and put him down on the ground.
You will scurry over to behind the raccoon probably. And the doe will step tenderly forward and be like, "What was in there?"
It was the Star King, or whatever was left of him, I guess. It was just a recording. Thought I was speaking to him. We have some business to deal with him. And, I wasn't ready for that.
You are the only one who could have been ready for it, I suppose.
So what does the prophecy say now? Was this foreseen?
They'll kind of look at each other and then back at you, and the buck says, "Well, now you go out into the world and spread his message, I suppose. As you are no longer bloodied, Mr. Flame, your time here draws to a close."
And what will happen to you guys?
They'll kind of gently chuckle. "This is the woods, child. We'll go home." And then it all fades bright and kind of seems to unravel before you. And then it goes dark and you open your eyes and you are lying on the floor in some back room in the Clockwork Child. And there's kind of shit strewn all over the place, like a knocked over big painting and some books on the ground, piles of boxes.
Hello? Where am I?
Yeah, Mark, you wake up in this break room completely alone. And everyone is hearing Mark call from a muffled other room somewhere.
I'm really hungry.
And we're in the middle of talking to Rex Crook and hearing this.
I think the moment there's a sound that sounds at all Mark-shaped, Catrell just goes up and scurries out of the room. And so the very first person who comes, you hear this light approaching, skittering footsteps. She slides into the room and almost kind of trips over you and bends down and tries to pick you up, but you are a little too heavy. And she's like, "You're okay."
Was I not okay? Oh yeah, I wasn't okay. Now I'm better. Sorry, I forgot. The forest.
Yeah, I guess you were really not okay, more not okay than we were, and then we were okay before you were, and then you had to stay in there so that you could get to be more, be better, be more okay. Are you okay?
And I got more okay, but then I saw the Star King.
Guys! They're talking to the other king.
Kind of busy.
The scarier one that nobody likes.
Wait, what are you guys busy with? And I think Mark gets up and come on, Catriel.
She'll follow after you. And you guys will. Mark comes walking out.
So yeah, Mark, you come out and we're all kind of, I think, circled around Rex Crook, who is sitting on a chair in the middle of the room.
Did he come here by himself?
I had help.
Anna like holds her book in her hand and is like, no, he had some assistance.
I see.
But we were just getting to the good part.
Ah, spilling the beans.
Turns out he made a deal with the Star King. That's why he's here from the future. Except this punk is not nearly as cool as Marty McFly.
Who's Marty McFly?
Don't worry about it. I think Kira kind of crosses her arms. Do you know what the Star King is planning? How he's able to still keep an eye on us?
Why don't you roll investigate a mystery?
Okay. That is a 14 advanced.
So what 2 questions do you want to know the answers to?
I do think I want to ask this because I feel like if anybody would know, Rex might. Because there's sort of a deal with Anna as well, with the Star King. And I'm wondering if Rex has any specific insights into how you might break a deal.
I need to know for memory reasons. Can you describe what is the sort of physical situation of his deal? You drew some kind of a big circle on the ground and
With Rex?
yeah.
He's tied up.
He's tied up to a chair that was like part of the spell, but like he got brought up and he's tied and wrapped around in a chair. And I think, yes, he is in like kind of like a summoning circle type thing. So it's like with wards and shit around it.
Okay.
And Theo has some of his hair, so she could always do stuff.
To break the deal willingly, you'd have to get him to come to the table and offer him something to make him break it.
Subverting it, yeah.
Unwittingly, technically you'd have to give up the thing that you got, but you wouldn't have to do it permanently.
Say more about that. How wouldn't it be permanent?
How much are you explaining what the deal is with Anna to Rex Crook? I want you to ask me in character.
Yeah. I think Anna is like, so say like you had a hamster and the hamster had a twin and it lived inside the hamster's head. And then but you're like, oh no, I want a body for my other twin hamster. And then you put that consciousness in another body, but turns out the hamster had a deal with the Gray Hand, and you lived to serve him, apparently, at his whim. How might you temporarily end that deal without, that second hamster dying? Asking for my friend's hamster.
Well, I guess I would tell your friend's hamster if you can identify a part. Deals without words attached to them are tricky.
Yeah, seems really fucking cheap if you ask me. I never signed anything. I mean, my hamster, friend's hamster, never signed anything.
Right. Hamsters tend not to sign things, no matter how well we try to train them.
What?
But the thing about a deal with no words is both sides get to be tricky. Was the deal for the hamster's life? Was the deal for the process of removing the hamster from the other hamster?
Well, that's unclear. Is there a way we might find out the terms, as vague as they are? Or are you saying we can kind of set our own if it's not written?
I'm saying your friend's hamster can impose their version of the deal onto reality. And if the spirit of the undoing is plausible, the deal can be considered unenforceable for the hamster.
Right. Okay. Second question. Would you allow me, Jonny, to ask, would we want to ask, is Rex Crook aware of any other agents of the Star King that we need to be aware of?
I think Theo will speak up and say he is making more princes as we speak.
Oh, he is. Well, that's just great. Sure had to change a tune from a guy who didn't really have anything for princes before.
Yes, he does.
What do you mean?
Well, in my time when I made the deal,
He had princes?
of course the Star King had princes. Does he not here?
Well, apparently now he's making some, but he didn't before. Theo was sort of the novelty. No offense. Had he had a prince ever before, Miah?
No, not since the Sea Kingdom killed them and the Sea Kingdom fell. Not until the fire came here.
So wait.
Because they were all killed. Wait, they were killed in...
He never...
Oh,
did
no. His princes got killed by the Sea Kingdom when the Star King came to claim the crown.
What is it, Johnny? What's the answer?
Yeah, he had princes, and then the Star King came, and then there was a war, and Andragoras killed all of his princes, and then he hasn't had any since.
He hasn't had any princes for a while, apparently.
Well, if he's making them now, I can tell you what they are.
Well, speak up.
Their names are Libra, Aries,
Oh my god.
Cancer, and Capricorn.
But those sound like stars.
Constellations.
Got it in one. Cardinal stars.
Do you know anything more about them?
Libra has a control over probability, you might say. Luck. But the thing to keep in mind is whenever she swings the pendulum one way, it always has to swing back. She can futz with the universe's equilibrium, but it always fights back. Aries, he nods at Mark, you might have a problem with. That fire won't touch him. And he's got a way of reflecting pain. Capricorn's their leader, and he'll be the hardest to find. Literally, tends to fade in the background and use stealth to all of their advantages. And Cancer is the shield. When they're around, they can recover damage, deflect it, defend.
Know anything about their weaknesses?
Well, Aries is dumb as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Angry, easily baited, easily tricked. Libra, like I said, her power has that limitation. You can get her to overextend herself. She just became walking bad luck. Capricorn, for all his speed and stealth, is fragile. And Cancer has no offense to speak of, and her defense doesn't work on herself. And those are Greyhand's princes, aka the 4 cardinal signs of the zodiac.
Yes. You seem to know quite a bit about them, says Kira.
Well, any kid who grew up when I did would know just as much.
Future sounds quite different than the world we live in right now.
You're telling me.
Well, we intend to make sure that doesn't happen. That future is... Well, that there even is a future to begin with. Star King wants to destroy everything. I hope you won't move against us.
You know my mission here.
And we've shown you that there's a way that we can help you to get back to your wife. You stand a much better chance of doing that than with the Star King who wants to destroy the world anyway. At least with us, you have a chance.
A funny word, chance. A voice seems to fill the room, coming from everywhere and nowhere. And the circle inside which Rex is sitting, all those sort of symbols on it start to spread until it just becomes this black, formless void of color. And then rising up from the floor to stand behind Rex and actually put both of his hands on Rex's shoulders is the Star King.
Great.
Yeehaw!
Both opportunity and a flip of the coin, isn't it, Rex? Rex has gone totally pale. What do you guys do or say?
What did I put in my oubliette again? I'm trying to remember. Was it the crown?
The crown?
The crown?
The crown. That's what he's after. Don't give it to him.
No. No.
Do that, Detjen-Wander.
Keep it safe. Keep it secret. I think Anna's like, oh goody, you're here.
He wiggles his hand as though he's trying to wipe something off of his fingers. And he's like, this whole place smells of decay.
As does your soul. Or whatever is left of it. Sorry, I'm a little salty. I got your voicemail earlier.
I think he's gonna look at you, Theo, and look down at the symbol carved into your arm. And he'll just extend his gray hand out at you. Who did that to you?
Theo is not moving or saying anything. She's very pale and probably shaking a little and not meeting his eyes.
Who stuck a splinter in the veins of the future?
Okay, let's not be so dramatic.
He whirls his head towards you, and the temperature in the room drops 5 degrees.
Is there something that you want? Star King? You know, I feel like we should give you a nickname. Star King just seems so informal, and Greyhand kind of is I don't know. Feels like it's coming out of style. I'm gonna call you Steve.
Can I channel the vision of the Star King to Ro abruptly?
Why don't you roll plus charm?
You know, Steve, you've been a really shitty guy, I'd have to say. Treating my good friend Theo here pretty bad. Treating the whole world pretty bad. I don't really care much for you.
13.
Who's saying this?
Anna.
But look what I've done for you.
Yeah!
Well, not you. Your sister. And then he'll turn to Kira and be like, the gift.
Yeah, a gift that we never really talked about.
A gift for a world that you're ending? Kind of a gift is that?
Well, to the extent that you can tell where he's looking, still looking at Kira, but responds to Mark. I'm committed, boy, but I'm not without compassion.
Anna snorts. This coming from the guy that wants to destroy the entire world. Steve, come on.
End the world.
Potato, potato. It's all a matter of perspective.
Well, if we think you're destroying it and not ending it, well, then you've told us the wrong story.
So, Mark, are you wanting Ro to do something with this information?
Help!
I mean, literally.
Get us out of here!
If this isn't a threat to her, I don't know what else would be.
Oh, Endragoras and Gale and the Princeling are also in nearby. I kind of imagine I think they had taken refuge in the nearby building.
Dugamon, not Endragoras.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Along with that visual, I'd also like to project the image of Rex Crook as well.
Also, a point of information to kind of piggyback off what Lauren said. Jesse's might be somewhere.
With that sniper rifle!
Yeah!
The message, Mark, that you're going to kind of get back is, I can't get through those walls, Mark. That place is warded. You'll have to get me in.
How was he able to get in? Is it because he came in through the fucking circle? Is that why?
One of the things I was thinking kind of OOC is, how did he somehow get into the forest, into the tapestry?
Yeah, well, and that was a projection of him.
Yeah, but he would have had to have put it there. And if there's wards around the tapestry in the shell.
That's actually a good question. Is this actually the Star King, or is this another projection of him?
How would you like to try to find that out?
Anna would like to use her spirit touched move.
Okay.
That's a 7, so I can either sense them fully, but they notice you too, or you sense only impressions. Sense only impressions.
Okay. So it feels like kind of yes and no. The vibe I want to give you is that this is like the tip of an iceberg or the dorsal fin of a shark peeking up from the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there something too about how we knew there's a window into the sky kingdom that he could peer into at all times?
He was, yeah. When he was making the princess, when Theo looked.
Wonder if that's kind of what's maybe going on here too. Okay. Sorry, I'm freaking out. What did Ro say? She said she can't get in.
She needs Mark to like make a way for her.
Can I make a portal from there in?
That would work.
So she goes, I can't get in. Oh, here.
Zoop. I'm gonna need you to roll plus weird, Mark.
Double 5s again.
Nice. Mark, you open the portal and out steps Ro. Finally, old friend. Don't call me that. Before the gate closes, Mark, something dives through and it like clacks across the floor and up onto the walls and is just like running around and zipping, and it's hard to get a handle on what it is.
The fuck?
The hell was that?
I need someone to roll read a bad situation.
Is anybody rolling, or should I roll? Kira will roll.
Oh, I thought John was rolling, sorry.
That's what I thought too, so that's why I had it.
You started eating pizza.
I'm sorry, I'm invoking pizza.
Kira rolled a 10 to read a bad situation.
Okay. So you can see it is, one, it's moving very quickly, and two, it seems to sort of be, I think the D&D equivalent is like a blink dog, where it's like...
Sure.
It sort of seems to be occupying two spaces at once that are a little bit close to each other, so it's hard to get a bead on it. It's a scorpion about the size of a Great Dane, skittering up the walls and ripping through t-shirts and hemp dresses that Ramsey has hung up there.
Can I use Cast Out Evil?
You can,
well, no, because that becomes an area of effect attack, right? To everything that is negative?
No, it's just like a target.
Oh.
I think that Cerberus would have maybe ran after it.
Okay. Why don't you roll kick some ass?
Okay, I need some clarification, Johnny. So, as Theo, when I roll kick some ass, I use cool. Do you want me to use have Cerberus use that?
I want Cerberus to roll tough.
That's a 3.
Oh.
Okay.
Theo has no tough, so I don't know if Cerberus would have different, but that would fucking help.
So Cerberus will bound across the store and leap up and pounce on this thing. And then he'll tumble to the ground and roll around, and then you hear his 3 heads start to yelp, and they're biting ineffectually, and they seem to be held fast by the legs of this thing as its pincer is just slamming against his neck and back.
Can Anna try to maybe shoot an ice blast at this thing to restrain it?
Sure.
That's a 10.
Okay.
So it does add restraining to this thing, so it's at least maybe stationary?
Yeah, can I ask, was there any particular direction or place it was, trying to go?
As it came in, it just seemed to scurry up the wall and start to run around, and as if to confuse and distract and surround you.
Yeah, and I think Anna is just oh no, I am not cleaning up more of this store, and would use an ice blast at it.
So describe for me what you are hoping to happen.
To lock it down in place, at least enough for us to maybe do more harm to this thing or banish it or something. Because it has with the ice blast, it adds a restraining to effect, basically.
Okay. And how much harm does it do?
It doesn't really do harm. Well, so it would be a blast, so it's 2 harm.
Okay.
But then ice adds -1 harm plus 2 armor to a wall, or +1 harm restraining to other bases. So I guess that's 3 harm total, if that's how that works.
Also, I rolled a 8 for cast out evil in succession of trying to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Which also means that it will take a little bit for something to happen.
Good that I froze it then.
So yeah, you blast this thing, and one whole of its arm pincers and about half of its body carapace are just coated in shards of ice and seems to be immobile, and is distracting. The stinger is now, instead of going after Cerberus, trying to break off the ice from that pincer, but it still has him, and incidentally one of Cerberus's paws is also now frozen and stuck to the side of this scorpion.
Oh, buddy.
Any of you who might have an eye on the Star King can see him
I was gonna say, what is he?
He is holding both of his hands out to either side.
As if he's controlling this thing or something, or what?
Kind of seems like he's casting something.
Is there a way for me to interrupt this? Well, no, because I was gonna say, is there a way for me to interrupt the spell? Also, did that portal close yet?
That was the thing came through as it was closing, right?
Yeah, it hasn't closed all the way. It now seems to be just sort of wedged open about the size of a basketball.
Is he trying to hold open the portal?
I was just gonna say, is he trying to hold it open?
I don't know. It's unclear what exactly he's doing.
I want to say that Theo Prime has as all this action and commotion has happened, Theo has shrunken to the shadows, as far back away, probably bumps into and hits either a wall or a bookshelf and crumbles to the floor. Clone Theo, she wants to read a bad situation on the portal.
Okay.
10. And if I could have her open her third eye.
Okay.
Is the Star King holding open the portal?
No.
What's he doing?
Can I ask you, why is the portal staying open?
The scorpion's doing it.
What's the biggest threat?
The Grey Hand.
I feel the only reason that he's able to be here right now has to do with the spell, but I might be wrong. Because he came in through the circle.
Yeah. Johnny, would you answer as truthfully and nicely as possible? What are the dangers we haven't noticed yet?
I wouldn't.
Could we ask, what about the one about what's being concealed?
Yeah, Johnny, can I ask what is being concealed?
Well, I can tell you that the scorpion is the thing that's keeping the gate open. I can tell you that the spell that the Star King is casting is an expansion of the circle that he's standing on.
Which it's a summoning circle, right?
Yeah.
Do I see anything invisible?
Yeah, you see coming from the scorpion to the gate almost a thread of spider silk.
If Clone Theo may.
Because Theo Prime can't.
Can she try and cut this thread?
With what?
maybe do something beyond human limitations and grab it and pull, snap it.
Okay. You may roll use magic.
11.
So you like grab and start to pull as though to break this thread. Roll act under pressure.
14. Advanced move.
Okay. You are able to dodge a spray of corrosive acid coming your way from the scorpion. And you continue to pull on this. Anna and Kira, what are you doing? Actually, sorry. Mark has been holding for quite some time.
I was just wondering if I could put a hex on, while this is happening, put a hex on Starking.
You can roll use magic.
7.
Now, as I recall, hex is an additional use magic effect. So pick a glitch.
Take 1 harm.
Okay. And what sort of hex would you like to inflict?
Target contracts a disease.
Interesting. And Kira, what are you doing?
I think when the clone of Theo almost gets shot at with that thing, I think Kira, like, almost not even looking, and like is hearing that thing with like trying to like break and chip away the ice. I kind of want her to just like throw her axe like and like try to like sever the thing's arm that's trying to break itself free.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. Then roll kick some ass and subtract 1.
Okay, fair. That is an 8.
Okay. You basically don't know what really happened. You will hear your axe bury itself in something with like a chink, but you are still, I assume, watching Greyhand.
Yeah. Something we can help you with?
Are you asking him?
Mm-hmm.
His voice comes back, booming and ethereal again. No, I'm managing just fine.
So why are you here?
The like circle that he's standing on is beginning to wobble and swirl, and the sound of wind is growing, and he's not responding.
What's like the nature of this summoning circle? Like, is it something that could be disrupted with, like, if somebody like scratched out like a rune or something?
It would be, but you can't see any runes anymore. It's just like a black pit almost.
I think Kira maybe kind of looks to Anna and is like, is there any way you can end it? Can Anna try to end the spell?
Anna tries to end the spell.
Because I'm wondering if that would disrupt this, whatever this use magic thing that he's trying to do, since it's connected to this circle, if that might help.
Anna drops the spell, and then the gray hand drops both of his hands in the same moment, and immediately 2 things happen. The first thing that happens is the sort of shimmering of the like encasement spell that was the edge of this evaporates, and then immediately out of this disk of darkness that he's standing on, tendrils just shoot out and bury themselves into like the solar plexus of Catrell and Yano and Tommy.
Can I do something to stop that?
No.
We can't do protect someone.
Or like using a woman with a plan hold?
Roll protect someone.
Who?
Kira.
11? Or actually 12. Advanced.
Okay. You see it going for him, and you pull Tommy out of the way, and it lands in Donovan instead. And then the 3 of them are pulled along with Rex and the Gray Hand into the pit.
Hey, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Would force of will work?
To do what?
To dispel these tendrils.
You're busy, Theo.
Yeah.
I don't know that you even saw that happen. Before the sound of the wind sort of dies down, the last thing echoing in the room is going to be Catrell shouting, "Mark!" And then Theo snaps this tendril, the gate shuts, the scorpion hisses and starts to melt, which allows Cerberus to break free and like rip its head off grossly. And then you all kind of look around and see that there are 3 of you missing.
You know, Lauren, I feel like every single time, at least in the past couple of episodes, things aren't going great. Like, Johnny keeps throwing all of our friends and beloved family under the bus in order for us to save.
Yeah, it's like this is a game or something. How dare he?
Yeah, how dare you, Johnny, take away our beloved ones?
We have some choice words for you, but first, I have some announcements. Yes. First off, as far as things coming up, we've got a brand new episode of Dockers' Highlights that it's going to be coming to our Patreon feed in 1 week on September 17th. So you get to hear all those fun goofs and gags that we have. And then, as usual, our next episode of The Cover Story will be available in 2 weeks from now on September 24th. And I don't want to alarm anyone, but this next mystery that's going to be happening is the finale mystery. So things are getting tense. Buckle up.
Oh my god. It's all coming to an end.
Yeah.
All of our characters are going to die.
Okay, well, let's not freak everyone out.
Oh, you're right. Spoilers. Sorry, guys. What are not spoilers are these reminders. If you'd like to support our show, leave us a rating and review. You can leave one on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your listening platform of choice is. And could you tell your friends? Please. Words of mouth is the best way for our show to get noticed. Do you follow us on social media? Did you know that you can follow us on social media? We're on Twitter at Monster Playbook, and we're also on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky Social at Monsters Playbook. If you're able to, it'd be super cool if you could support us monetarily. You could subscribe to our Patreon. We have exclusive episodes, subscriber-only swag, and those sweet bloopers that Lauren mentioned earlier in this intermission. We also have a merch store, and we also have a Ko-fi page, so you could send us a figurative coffee or buy a cool Monsters Playbook t-shirt. If you just want to hang out somewhere and talk about our show with other people who like talking about our show, come join our Discord. We love talking about this game. We share photos of our beloved pets, and we also discuss theories about what Johnny's gonna do horribly to our characters for the next episode and whatnot. Links to all these things that I've mentioned and more can be found in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes.
This week's promo is for our new friends at Gimme to Loot. They are an amazing group of diverse creators that Miah and I got to meet at Gen Con. They sort of became our impromptu con buddies, spent some good time talking with all of them. Their GM Turner is really great. I believe he just joined our Discord recently, so if you haven't, say hi.
He's their podcast dad like we have a podcast dad.
Yeah, they do.
Shout out podcast dads.
I totally nerded out with Tori about Critical Role, and we also saw Neil Newbon in the flesh, and we fangirled so hard together. So, just really cool people. But anyway, enough about our fun time meeting them. I want to tell you a little bit more about their show. Their D&D 5e actual play podcast centers around 5 dysfunctional randos. Expect overconfident rogues, naive oozes, majestic rangers, know-it-all mages, and catty barbarians. Let's take a listen.
Ready for a Dungeons & Dragons apeep that breaks the mold? The Gimme to Loot podcast is here to bring you a rich, unique world that's not afraid to make a statement. We've meticulously crafted, creative, modern takes on Western fan...
Hey, Turner. Hey, real quick, man. Got a sec?
Oh, hey, Jazz. What's up?
Oh, man, not much. Just look, man. We really appreciate the enthusiasm you put into your world building and everything. And maybe you should take a second to really focus on what the promo should be about, the thing that really makes our show special.
Nah, that's cool, man. I get it.
We should talk about what people are really showing up for.
I was starting to sound like I was kind of getting high off the smell of my own farts. So then just spitballing here. We focus on our satirical spin on fantasy tropes, and that we use D&D to reflect on social issues.
No.
Highlight the absurdist comedy, and
that's not it either.
What the hell, man? What do you guys think our special sauce is?
Our show has black people.
Well, what about the...
Nope.
You don't think it's the twisting of pop culture references?
Nope.
Black folks, lots of them.
And a lady now, too.
Yeah, that too.
The Gimme the Loot podcast, a TTRPG podcast with black people in it.
And a girl.
Yeah, one of those.
And a girl. Go to gmdlcast.com/listen for an easy way to find it all in the podcast platform of your choice. Why did you guys have me come in just to say this bit?
You know why.
Gimme the Loot. 70% POC, 20% queer, 100% ridiculous.
You can learn more about Gimme to Loot at gmdlcast.com. Go follow them on their Instagram at gmdlcast. GMDLcast, and check out their Twitch streams at GMDLcast. You might see some familiar faces in the future. Go listen to their episodes on your favorite podcast streaming platform. And now, back to the horribleness and evils that is Jonny Grubb.
No cheery goodbye this time. Yay. Bye.
Bye.
I think after that happens, Kira just kind of like looks into the I don't know, portal that they disappeared out of. She's just kind of staring. What? And I think she whirls around and looks at Ro. Where did he go?
To the stars.
Damn it.
We can jump in after him, can we?
Do you have an army?
I don't think we're ready.
I don't think we're ever going to know if we're ready or not. We just need to do this.
There's something else that needs to be... So the whole matter of the Sea Kingdom that we still need to figure out. Tell me that you have some sort of plan to fight against him, Ro. What have you been doing?
Tending to the Witchwood. What have you been doing?
Oh, so now you're interested. We've been planning, making some preparations. Destroyed the Reaper that was terrorizing the Sea Kingdom. It's no more. It's gone off to the hallway wherever it came from originally. And, just planning to make a new kingdom so that the Star King can't destroy it all in one fell swoop. Thugamon, you can come out.
Thugamon, with Gale hiding behind him and the Princeling trying and failing to hide behind him as well, will come in. And the Princeling just goes, scary.
Anna hasn't said a word since she stopped the spell and that fucking whole thing happened. And she just, I think she just kind of goes over to Princeling. It's like, yeah, me too, buddy. I assume you know Thugamon, Ro.
I think she looks at him and just rolls her eyes. And Thugamon crosses his enormous arms and goes, we've met.
We were planning to create a new Sea Kingdom with Thugamon at its head. Having the power of two kingdoms against one, our odds might be a lot greater fighting against this fuckhead.
That makes sense.
But no more of this faction bullshit. The kings were supposed to have a duty to there. The Star King seems to have forgotten it, and it sounds like Endragoras did as well. Are you still true to yours?
Until the sky falls.
Is there how do we even get into the Star Kingdom?
There are passages between the ways. She'll nod to the Theos. They could get you in directly, but not unannounced.
He wants us to come. They're bait. We have to be playing right into his fucking hands!
Or we give him what he thinks is us and catch him by surprise.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, he's expecting us to do a thing. What if we played a trick on him? Maybe there's another way to bait him.
Have to be some trick.
Do we make copies of ourselves in some way?
All eyes will turn to Lincoln. With an extra pair of hands, he'll look at Anna. I could make something happen in a day or so.
So what, we'd create another set of bodies for ourselves so that he'd think that we're one place when we're really somewhere else?
It's a step forward. We have the upper hand. Then he thinks he's speaking to us. We can negotiate something. He lets them go.
What negotiation? Give us our friends and we let you ruin the world?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what he wants to do. But he said himself, he's doing it thoughtfully.
He's lying to himself and to us.
Lincoln will say, we wouldn't have to actually be negotiating.
Be more of a diversion?
Basically, we wouldn't actually be negotiating. It's a lever for him to let go of the people that we want. And as soon as they're out of his hands, we can do whatever we need to do to get out of there. Maybe we can buy some time and we get those people back. We can finish up what we're doing and then go after him when we're ready. But right now, they're our focus. So we can't go after the other things unless we know they're okay. Right?
If we go on a rescue mission in the Star Kingdom to save our friends, we better be prepared to fight as soon as we rescue them. Because We're going to be in his kingdom.
Well, do you think it would be better the other way around? We went and did something else while they potentially die? Like, this is our only option.
I don't know, Mark. I don't know. Kira's like...
I mean, it's the only option that I see.
So you want to go in there and get them out right now when we don't have any... anything.
I think we go wherever we need to go first and prep ourselves for that. But our focus is on them, not on something else right now.
What about the Sea Kingdom?
What was your next step in the Sea Kingdom? Asks Ro.
We need to create a king. And to do that, you need to create a kingdom. As much as I want to get all of our friends back, I think we need to have that failsafe. Have another kingdom at our hands. I don't know how long that would take. If it's something that we could do and then go get them right after. But I'm worried there won't be time to do that otherwise.
Maybe a bad idea, but we could split up. Kira maybe goes and reconnects with Ember. I guess we kind of need Ember to build the kingdom. But we could split up.
I mean, then he'll surely pick us off one by one.
I mean, if we're wanting to try and do all these different things, then maybe get things done faster that way.
Is there something that'll distract him, bring him to us?
He can't really see what we're doing necessarily.
Get his attention somehow.
We'd have to get his attention in a different way.
I mean, Theo has an idea, and cloned Theo looks to where Theo is sitting.
And then the others will also turn to where Theo's sitting.
What about the crown? Can we lure him with that?
I mean, that's what he's after, but that's a pretty dangerous thing to bargain with.
It'll distract him. It will make him potentially make an error.
If he thinks that we have it, a decoy of it, maybe. But we can't.
I mean, that's an idea. What about a decoy of it?
Could we make something like that?
I mean, maybe taking a part of the power from the real one and just share a glimpse of it and then throw him on a wild goose chase of this other one.
Or, Rose suggests, a twinkle in her eye, a power very like it.
What are you suggesting?
The tree. The witchwood.
How would we use that?
We could borrow a shard of its power and infuse an item of the gatestone. It would glow with the same, level of energy at least. It wouldn't stand up to scrutiny, but it would hold his attention.
Okay.
Okay, so we're a step further. Decoy us, decoy crown.
We make the trade while the real us are maybe 1, doing what we need to do with the Sea Kingdom, /2, getting our actual friends out of there. I don't know.
Is there a way to hold him somewhere? He comes to us, makes the trade. Is there a way to block him out of something where he can't go back to complete whatever he's doing? I don't know.
Trapping the Star King?
Sounds far-fetched, but I mean...
If we do something like that, it would be temporary. It would be very brief. He's very powerful. He could break through it quickly. So if there was something we wanted to do, we'd have to do it quick.
It's gonna sound crazy, but what if we block him somewhere and the only way that he can get out is by destroying something?
What do you mean, destroying what?
The only way to get out would be to destroy the thing he's after. And he wouldn't do that, right?
The way I would translate that is basically what you would be talking about doing in the kind of made-up magic that we get to use is sort of creating a pocket dimension whose, that would then be bound to the item. So yeah, that would be a big magic thing that you would have to spend some time constructing that, tying it to this crown that you would then have to sort of imbue, and then you would have to lure him there.
Can this pocket dimension be the oubliette that's at Yano's house? Because isn't the oubliette...
Magic can't happen in the oubliette. It is blocked from magic.
But can, if you put a person in there, can they not get out unless the person whose oubliette it belongs to can get out? Or allows them out?
Wills them out. Technically, yeah. Yeah.
Theoretically, could Theo put the Star King in this oubliette that she created at Yano's house and keep him there?
I would say in order to make that happen, you would still have to supercharge it with the same sort of category of item that Mark is talking about.
Theo is going to stand up and take a few hesitant shuffle steps forward.
The real Theo?
Yes. We were talking earlier about breaking the deal, or breaking deals. Why don't we give Rex a soul? And that voids his deal with the Star King. That might grab the Star King's attention.
And whose soul exactly are we talking about, Theo?
I don't know. Nathaniel had that soul silo. And I don't know if this is what Mark's referring to. But there's an oubliette at Janos that I made.
You think it'll be strong enough to hold him?
I mean, we might need Anna's reinforcements, but...
The problem is, how do we get Rex a soul when he is captured by the Star King?
I mean, I do have a part of him.
You just re-summon him?
Well, that or... I mean, in a way, this piece of him is a part of him, so maybe if I bound a soul to his hair, it bounds it to the rest of him.
We're getting really splitting hairs on this one.
Makes sense.
Lincoln nods and goes, well, the theory is sound.
Let me get this straight. What are the options we have? We're suggesting we steal a soul from the soul silo, put it into Rex from afar, which would grab the Star King's attention, and then we'd trap him in an oubliette?
Or we make clones of ourselves wielding this fake power that we're going to imbue this fake thing with, and then lure him to the oubliette with that thing.
Ro, has a prince ever been killed by their own king?
No, Theo, that's never happened before.
Could it?
It wouldn't be good for either of them if it happened. Technically, they'd be reducing their own impact.
I mean, that's also another thought.
Which do we think is greater chance of success? Creating duplicates of ourselves and luring him in with the crown, which we know he wants, or stealing a soul and giving it to Rex, breaking a deal. I feel like in the grand scheme of things, he's going to want the crown more than he cares about an individual deal.
I'm just thinking if we can stack like multiple barriers, like if there's a way to get him in the oubliette and Iberent.
Yeah, I think the oubliette's the option in both of these cases if we can trap him in there.
But you're saying if we were to do both of those things to potentially...
I think with the crown, that's something tangible that he would be coming after.
Right, he's focused on it.
It's an object that he wants, that he would go and seek. With Rex's soul thing, how do we lure him into the oubliette?
And we don't even know if he's going to actually care about the deal if it breaks anyway, so...
Well, Ro, how public knowledge are deals in there? Do you know about the Star King and Rex Crook?
They tend to be kingdom-specific.
Then could I know about the deal and not know it?
You could find out about the deal.
How do I find out about the deal?
I feel like I like the idea of that, like, you are, by virtue of your office, connected to, like, and you too, Mark, connected to, like, the codex of the kingdom, the archive.
So how could Theo connect with that? Would she have to go to the Star Kingdom to go to it? Is it a physical thing or is it a...
It would be like a meditating mind palace thing.
I can do that.
And I think Mark opens up this kind of weird Skynet interactive thing.
So with that, I would allow then Theo to roll Investigate a Mystery and Mark to help out.
I rolled a 7.
Okay. You can ask one question.
What is Rex and the Star King's deal?
Ostensibly, the deal was a one-way trip back in time in exchange for his still living soul, which that sort of soul, yes, is quite valuable indeed, especially in the future. The fine print is that essentially has like a tracker pixel in him. So anywhere Rex has access to, Star King has access to.
Having analyzed this deal, if Rex got a soul, does he get sent back into his time?
Well, that's a second question. I can tell you that getting him a soul would be a way to void the deal. And you'll have to see what that means.
Jonny, what was the thing that I forget what the term it was that you had used when we played our one shot with Natalie, and there was that term you would use to describe, like, they think we're going to be over here, but we have somebody else come over here, but then there's really a third person over here.
Triple Deke.
So let's say we have this crown to draw him in or something, but we also have something else going on. But then there's maybe something else, like even like a third thing going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering if like maybe we do your thing with Rex's soul. That draws his attention. He gets really pissed and wants to come talk to us. Maybe then we use the crown as leverage, saying like, that was just to get your attention, like to show you like we mean business. Give us back our friends.
Yeah.
We'll give you this crown. We try to lead him and trap him in there. All the while, we're trying to resurrect the Sea Kingdom at the same time when his eyes are elsewhere.
I love this.
Does that sound like a good idea? Triple Deke.
Triple Deke.
The only thing we're going to have to watch out for are his other princes. They could be a problem. You have to imagine they are his eyes and ears where he is not. Those are variables that we don't know enough about at the moment.
Is it possible for Ro to distract them?
I don't know, Ro. What do you think?
Oh, I could distract them.
It sounds like a plan.
Some sort of plan.
Best damn one we've made so far.
All right, what's step one? Is there any part of this plan that Dawnbreak could assist with? Because I still have a hold for them to help in some capacity. Because I kind of feel like this is like the right before things are going to hit the fan. So I'm kind of feeling like we need to call in all the troops.
Yep.
But is there any part of that Dawnbreak could maybe help with? Because one of my tags that I have with Dawnbreak is that they have like magical devices, maybe? I'm wondering if they have a magical device that could help with the soul silo part, maybe something that could...
Yeah, that's the most likely place that they could do.
Because I'm thinking maybe they could help with that part of it. That feels like a thing that they could accomplish. They'd have some sort of device that could help with that and could store it.
Maybe like Dawnbreak can meet Theo there.
I mean, unless you have some secret other plan you want to do there, Theo, I think that Kira could spend that hold for them to just go do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they could just come here, meet us, and with whatever else we need to do.
Okay.
Okay, I need to like write a list of all the fucking things that we need to do. Okay. So getting a soul from the silo, Dawnbreak has that in hand. Getting Ember back, that is Kira. Building decoy bodies is Lincoln Ramsey. Will help with that primarily, maybe with Anna's help. So the decoy crown and the oubliette, maybe those things are Mark and Theo.
Yeah.
And then resurrecting the Sea Kingdom and installing Kuman or Kira. So yeah, Anna would help with building the decoy things, the bodies, and then the crown maybe.
Yeah.
Helping with whatever is in the building. If Jesse is still like in the vicinity, maybe like Kira would actually maybe text Jesse to be like, can you stop into the Clockwork Child? And I think she would maybe fill him in on everything.
Catrell, what do you think of this plan?
She's not here.
That's right. She got pulled in. Mark made himself feel bad.
You'll say all the listeners feel sad now too.
Because that definitely in canon happened. And then he's like,
Catrell?
Oh, that's right.
This plan needs to happen as fast as it can.
Tommy would put a hand on your shoulder and go, we're going to get her back, man.
Mark sheds a fire tear.
Oh, buddy, that hurt. Kira would have talked to Jesse and been like, do you think Casey's got any time to help us out with this on this side? I know she sort of has an aversion to there.
Yeah, I think when you ask Jesse, would Doris have something that could help out with this? I think with a grin, he'd say, technically no, but Gates would.
And I was like, what the fuck are Gates?
It's the director's pet project.
What does Casey have cooking up?
All the plebes knows it stands for Guardians Against Their and Equivalent Systems.
God, they gotta kill it with the acronyms. Kira might actually try to call Casey. I know she's got the earring that she does have. So, I mean, she could say, like, does that allow you to respond to me too? I forget.
Yeah.
The earring?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I think Kira would, with her earring, because she knows it's not always easiest to get a hold of Casey when she normally calls. So she's like, I know she'll be listening. Hey, director. I could really use you right about now. We, about ready to make some final plays against the Star King. He has Donovan, Yano, and Catrell. Jesse is saying something about Gates. Thinks that maybe it could help. But God be damned, your brother won't spill the tea. So if you want to tell us what's going on, we could really use you. We're at the Clockwork Child if you want to come.
you will hear through the earring Casey's voice. We should talk about this in person.
There's a couple of things. I think Anna's going to want to use some of her abjuration effects while we're at it, because I don't think she's used any yet this mystery. So I think for one she'd want to do for sure, since Theo is going to be like probably staying back, it sounds like, with Anna.
Mm-hmm.
The one that reduces any harm that you take on a hit to 0 harm. So I'm going to do that on Theo for sure. Use one of the abjuration effects to give Theo some protection.
Okay.
Mark, would you like something? So here are some of the different effects that I can do. I kind of want to use them now since it sounds like some of us are going to be splitting up. These abjuration effects don't work well in a crisis. You kind of need to do them in advance because it takes time to do them. I could take some time to make basically a henna tattoo on you, Mark, to continually protect you against one specific type of monster. So you would take like 1 less harm every time that you would get an attack from, say, the Star King or something like that. Or I could do the counterspell thing for you so that if like the Star King or somebody was trying to do a magic spell, you could just instantly like snuff it out, disrupt it from happening.
And that's a one-time use?
Yeah, it would be a one-time use.
I'll take it.
A second abjuration effect for that. Mark, I don't know what it would look like. I think it's probably some sort of rune or something that he just needs.
A rune with a bird in it.
He just kind of needs to like activate, where it's maybe like a word that he needs to say to activate it, and it will basically act as like a counter, like not a counter spell, but like just fizzles out, like the spell won't happen.
Okay.
Is that cool? Can I do that?
Yep.
Please? Okay, don't forget that.
What's the word?
Hamster.
It's a hamster.
No, I don't know. What are the most of the language in the spell book? Because I know that there's some that I feel like was maybe like Scottish, and there was like some other random language.
There was some Scots Gaelic, and there was some Dutch.
So I'm wondering if maybe it's like a Gaelic word that'd be kind of cool, like the Gaelic word for stop or something like that. Well, in Irish, it's stad.
Stad.
Yeah, that'll be the word.
Yeah, so the noise of several, I assume, SUVs and one puttery van.
I don't think Casey has Cosmo.
Okay.
But Casey is also not driving.
Of course. So yeah, Casey arrives to what fanfare?
So Gia is definitely there. Is the Clockwork Child, would the front door be locked?
Currently, yes.
Okay, yeah, y'all are going to hear like a knock on the glass door to the Clockwork Child. Whoever walks up to the door is going to see Casey in front, shadowed by Gia and Tara and another much younger woman that clearly is not wearing any hidden body armor.
Oh, another ally that we should absolutely bring in is fucking Nick. He could help with some of the magic stuff. That's probably a really good idea. We would absolutely, Kira would have talked to, sorry, this is disruptive, but Kira would have absolutely talked to Tommy and be like, can you get in touch with Nick? We could use his help.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, continue.
No, it's fine. I like to think that you thought of Nick because Casey's here.
I did, actually.
Yay! But yeah, Casey knocks on like the front door.
I think Anna kind of like does like, like that like secret agent move where she's like, who is it? Walks over and she's like, oh, it's Casey. Okay. Opens the door. Director Davis. It's been a minute.
Still weird to hear that, but even weirder hearing it from you.
What should I call you, dumbass instead? Is that better? It's good to see you. I think she gives you a hug.
She will begrudgingly give you a hug.
So tell us about your super secret shit.
Let's get a little further inside.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Jesse's still here?
Yep.
Who else is here? Who is here?
Well, all of our friends got taken besides Ramsey and Tommy. Or sorry, Lincoln and... it's because it's Lincoln right now, right?
Yes.
So it's Lincoln and Tommy are here. And then all of the hunters. And then Lowry is in Anna's head.
Is Ro here?
No, she stepped away.
Okay.
Oh, it's Thugamon, though, is probably here, and Gale and the Princeling.
Yep.
I don't think Casey has encountered them.
No.
Johnny, okay, weird but important question. Is it clear that Thugamon is from there, or is he just some person?
He's kind of like a giant, so yeah, probably.
He also has horns.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's those. Maybe he's a huge Exploding Boy fan.
Yeah.
I think that as soon as doors, like the entourage makes its way into like whatever area Thugamon is, Gia is going to pull back Casey and like shield herself in front of Casey and like pull out maybe some knives or some sort of blade.
Oh,
and I think all of us are definitely like suddenly on alert and grabbing like.
Yeah. No, I think Kira's like, you guys, they're chill. Don't worry.
I think the princeling will, at that, leap in front and sort of go down on all fours like a wolf.
Guarding them.
Mm-hmm.
She is like, but they're from there. They're clearly from there.
Yep, they are. We are working with them to stop the other king from there from destroying everything.
I think Casey would be the first one to like relax, and so we're fighting with them, with these ones.
Kira like kind of makes, I think, eye contact with Thugamon and nods. Yes.
Okay. They all relax. Sorry. Casey sort of like waves at Thugamon, like, my bad. Don't have a great history with things from there. My apologies.
Technically, neither do we.
Lincoln, do you have somewhere private that we could all speak?
Just like looks around.
You mean more private?
This is going to be sensitive information.
I never understood. You can't even use secrets as a spell component. And yes, it's still whatever. You decide who's in and who's out. Tell that one. Meet me in room 3.
Who's that one?
Anna.
Oh.
Casey and Tara for sure.
Would go into the room.
Yep. I'm guessing Mark, Kira, Anna, Tommy, and we'll bring Theo.
I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. We'll head in.
And then Gia and whoever this very young woman is will stay back with the rest of the entourage.
Mm-hmm. Just
and
keep an eye
Jesse.
Oh, yeah, Jesse. I want to bring Jesse.
All right.
Yeah, I guess whatever Lincoln and Anna do to make this room more private.
Yeah, so there is a separate, a purifying sanctuary that I had recently taken, Johnny. I don't know if that's what you're thinking, maybe would be the more secluded area, but it's sort of supposed to be like negative energy can't enter. So, and it can reduce, like cleanse them of like any sort of like possession, curses, etc. So I would like to think that also means like anybody like trying to scry or things like that probably wouldn't work, but up to your discretion.
I think Anna's head hurts when she gets in here.
Yeah.
Because technically that's what Lowry's doing.
Well, it's not really doing that.
Right, but that's why it just aches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As you walk in, the lights are dimmer. I think there's a couple of aromatherapy lamps and comfortable couches and lounge chairs. This is the new and improved break room.
Theo will sit on the edge of one of the couches. Tara will sit in one of the chairs. Casey will remain standing.
Anna like pours herself some tea because she's like, maybe that will help with the headache.
Mark, where do you sit?
Mark leans on the table.
Kira is definitely like leaning against the wall, one foot against the wall, kind of arms crossed.
I kind of like the idea of Jesse like leaning on one side against the wall on one side of you, Kira.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing Tommy on the other side.
On second thought, Kira's arm is linked through Tommy's.
Oh,
yeah,
cute. So, Jesse mentioned gates to you,
and I think Kira's like, yeah, guardians against their
and equivalent systems.
Right.
It's kind of like if you sort of compare it to like Who, but it's sort of within doors, but also not public yet.
Who? The World Health Organization?
Is it Who that I'm thinking about, where it's all the different countries across the world that like
United Nations?
Oh.
What is happening, Miah?
Okay, but I meant United Nations, okay?
Yeah, World Health Organization. Well, it's within the United Nations system.
I understand, but that's not what I meant. I mean, I guess that still makes some sense, but it's like a supernatural.
Yeah, we're like the supernatural equivalent.
It's kind of like Who combined with United Nations.
What is happening?
It's kind of like Who?
kind of like supernatural, WHO, and United Nations.
What?
I'm just assuming that this is Jesse saying these things, so I'm just going to completely ignore it.
Okay.
Tara Rossi here is the head of the department. She's been overseeing the massive amounts of research and resources department into there. And we've also been softly working with the Invisible Family and begrudgingly with Eyes.
Begrudgingly, even.
That's another ally that we could look at maybe talking to.
But it's on the down low, kind of like, not to make another comparison, but kind of like how NASA started out, like not a lot of budget, not a lot of people believed in it, but fingers crossed it'll grow into something great. Better.
What does it do? Says Anna. Still holding her head like, ow, I'm splitting a headache.
So what it's been doing for about the past year? Has it been a year already?
Jesse nods.
It's been doing research into there, trying to figure out just a multitude of hypotheses, and also building some like devices. I don't want to call them weapons, but resources to protect ourselves from there and the beings within it.
Kind of weapons.
Casey's going to gesture to Tara to take over.
Jonny, help!
Okay, I do want to say, Jonny, that Casey has promoted Tara from her assistant
Oh my god.
to the head of the department because she was just really, really good. And Casey recognized like
What a bump.
her efforts and everything. Yeah. Well, she was able to deal with Casey.
You're going to go from a assistant to the director to head of Gates.
But yeah, I think that Tara has been just overseeing Gates.
Well, I think she's like glancing suspiciously at Mark. We've managed to simulate their teleportation methods with, I mean, the more compelling applications of technology like that has been offensive. Since we don't actually go into the realm to use it, we've created a sort of disintegration ray.
Wait, what?
What?
You know how Mark can teleport by going into there and then shifting somewhere else and then appearing somewhere else?
Yes.
They can do half of that.
So they can get to there, but they can't come back?
They can basically skip along the edge of there and show up somewhere else. But one of the applications that they've used it for is to basically only do the first part on a chunk of matter and make it disappear.
What? I'm so confused.
Like shoot somebody in the arm and then they don't have an arm anymore.
Okay, but what's the teleport aspect of it?
That's the origin of, that's the grounding.
Intention.
That's the grounding.
Hypothesis, yeah.
This
is prototype 1.
Yes.
Like,
So-
this isn't the final product.
It just vaporizes things.
So wait, they're trying, so they can't actually get to there? It just vaporizes things.
Yes. Or teleports them
Or teleports them where?
to a second location.
But not to there.
I'm guessing that, like, Casey has not approved to use real people yet.
Yes.
Just saying. Maybe we've put tracking devices on objects.
You know, I wonder if, like, we can't call in a favor from Aaron Davis to look at these devices to maybe fine-tune them so that maybe we could actually potentially teleport to there? Because that would be fucking dope as hell if, like, all of a sudden there was just a bunch of ears, like, Dord's teams that just, like, came in, like, during the fight. Like, that'd be a fucking Avengers moment.
I don't know about you, Jonny, but I definitely do think that Casey would have offered Aaron a position at Doors' Gates.
Aw.
Also, like, Loki would keep him out of a little bit of trouble. But yeah, I think Casey would have offered him, like, head of development.
Then, yeah, I think you want to get away into there. I think she would say, we're glad at Casey, still exploring that. And sort of under her breath, just to you, Casey, they said we're close.
It's easy to jump around here, but to cross a dimension without using magic, it's very difficult.
Well, could we help with that, maybe? We've got some pretty powerful magic users on our team?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I guess it depends on how, like, what's going on with you guys to call us, and it must be bad.
Well, I already mentioned that they have some of our own.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, the Star King wants to destroy everything. He wants to destroy there, which I'm not sure if you are aware, but there is essentially a bulwark for Earth. It's a giant wall holding back whatever lies behind it. If it falls, everything else might fall. The worlds, other worlds, I don't know.
All right. Who can help with this device magically? I mean,
well, I'm of two minds. That kind of seems like something that Mark and maybe Thugamon would actually be uniquely qualified for.
Okay.
Mark has the teleportation know-how, and Thugamon, he can teleport to the Sea Kingdom as well. He's got the inherent connection to there, so he might be able to help whatever Mark would maybe be able to assist with.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And or maybe somebody from Dawnbreak who's pretty good with like magical items. Would it be Verdigris?
That would be the one, probably.
They could maybe help with that.
I think Tara will raise an eyebrow at Casey and be like, 10 minutes in and 2 fringe theories confirmed. You were right about these people.
What does that mean? Says Anna, sipping her tea.
That you guys are smart and powerful, and my friends.
Don't you forget it.
Tara, did we bring any of those final prototypes that Diego had made?
You may have to be more specific, ma'am.
Casey is going to pull what looks like a toothpick out of like her blazer like pocket. She's gonna like throw it up into the air, and it sort of like spins and enlarges into a weapon.
What kind of weapon?
It is. What's the thing that's like? It's a pole with 2 swords on either end. John, help me out.
A pole arm?
But it has like swords on either end.
Not a glaive, is it?
I was gonna say like a glaive.
Glaive.
Yeah, it's a okay.
Wow, look at me.
You got it.
Casey throwing and tossing it in the air. It extends into a double-bladed glaive-adjacent weapon.
Ooh.
Oh, well, a glaive is only on one end, but a double-ended glaive, maybe?
Double-ended glaive. Diego's been working on making things smaller and making things not look as they appear. Oh my god, Johnny,
guys! This looks like a job for Anna to giggle at.
Sounds about right.
That would be new territory for Agent Toro.
But we can see if Gia packed a couple of these. Might be helpful to go inconspicuously armed.
Cool, I like it. I think Anna might actually like try to see like if she can take the thing from Casey, like to test it out.
Casey will hand it over.
Yeah, I think Anna's kind of like twirling it and like playing with it because she's got her staff, so I think this actually kind of feels natural to Anna.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a blade on the end. She's like, "Woof, that's cool."
This is slightly cooler than the thing I already
did. How much damage does this do?
Yeah, it'll do 3 harm and and against any being from there, it'll like disrupt their magic and make them at least temporarily unstable.
I think Anna's like twirling around. She's like, I'll take as many as you have.
Well, I'll have to check with Gia of how many she has, because sorry you're not taking that one.
Oh, no fun.
Well, I might need it.
Hell yeah! Director Davis getting in the mix. That's what I like to see.
If you are looking at Jesse, he's doing that thing of like resigned head shake, the sort of I've long ago learned that I can't stop this from happening with a bemused expression.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stop my little sister.
Oh boy, she's got Klingon weapons now.
And Tara?
All business. Still trying to impress you.
I can see if I can get anything from the Invisible Family or eyes. What are your next steps?
Well, we kind of have a 4-phase approach.
I don't want to repeat this thing again. Can we just say?
I honestly,
I kind of want to do it.
Okay, fine.
I don't think we need to repeat the whole thing, but she would, I think Anna
just name the phases.
Anna very excitedly would be like, yeah, like phase 1, Soul annihilation.
Poster board.
Flips over whiteboard.
Phase 2.
When did you have time to make these?
Crown of clones. Phase 3. Fire Kingdom. Phase 4. Full-on assault. That's all I got. I couldn't come up with anything better.
Well, where do you want me? Where do you need me?
Well, if we can get those teleportation things working, maybe we could use you on the full-on assault part.
I like the sound of that. Casey flips her double-sided glaive and it goes small again and she slips it in her little pocket.
I figured. Okay. Cool. I like this. Now what? So we got the phase 1. I assume, can some folks from Dawnbreak have arrived with the soul intact? Because that's just like some free bit of help that I could have gotten with my sect roll, right?
Yeah, I will allow that. And I think it's like in...
Like some sort of apparatus. Honestly, could it be in the heat sink?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing that they had. Okay, so that part of it is good. So then the second part, or the other part of part 1, we need to hold off on until they literally when we're about ready to press the start button.
Mm-hmm.
We need to create the decoys for the clones and the crowns. Has Ro returned at this point with the shard of the Witchwood? I honestly think maybe during this time Ramsey or Lincoln had started the preparations for whatever components would have grabbed stuff for whatever the clone stuff is.
I want a bunch of act under pressure rolls, I think is what I want. I want Anna to roll for Ramsey. I want Kira to roll for Dawnbreak. I want Mark to roll for Ro.
And then question, how many of these stealthy glaives does Gia have on her?
On her? 3.
I rolled a 10 for Ro.
I rolled a 13 for advanced move for, I don't know who, what was the rolls for Dawnbreak and Lincoln?
Dawnbreak and, Ramsey.
Okay. Oh, it's Ramsey now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so then 13 advanced move for Ramsey, and then Dawnbreak, 12 advanced move for Dawnbreak.
Okay, goddamn.
Step 3 of 20. Good.
Gotta start somewhere.
Oh, 20 steps. That's very optimistic. So yeah, goddamn, you guys have a little menagerie.
So many allies, like the Invisible Family, Nick and Tommy, Ramsey, Lincoln, Doors. I said the Invisible Family already, right? Dawnbreak. Yep.
So here's what's going to kind of happen in the next set of montagey bits. Nick is going to insist on working with Ramsey, I think, and Ramsey is going to find him infuriatingly helpful. So the two of them are sifting through and combining things and making substitutions, and Nick's doing a lot of the kind of prep work, and then Ramsey is doing some of the more skilled labor, for lack of a better term.
Anna would assist with some of this too, by the way.
I figured. Then a delegation from Dawnbreak will arrive, which I think is at least led by, if not consisting solely of, Verdigris and Gad. And they have what appears to be a custom-made case for it, the heat sink with a usable, transferable soul inside. Yeah, Mark, Ro will ask, you'll make another gate for her to pass in through to the interior of the building, and she will have what kind of looks like, let me make sure I'm using this term right, like a laurel branch.
Just like a little piece of wood?
Yeah, but covered in small branches and leaves.
Okay.
And the bark and every single one of the leaves is all a delicate papery white, and you can feel it humming. The actual forging of the crown, you will need a forge. So I think there's probably one that you could have access to within the Sky Kingdom, or you could go back to the brothers.
Is this something that Ember could help with?
Yes, but you'd still need a fireproof metal ewer or whatever, bowl and stuff like that, like forging equipment.
Okay. Is there anything like that in the Clockwork Child that's fireproof?
I mean, if we're replicating the crown that the Vitali's already made, would it be easier just to have them do it and replicate it again?
We'll have to pay a price if we go with the Vitalis stamp, so they don't do things for free, right?
I like the idea of, that's interesting. So I want Theo to roll manipulate someone.
11.
Okay. So yeah, the two options would be, I think it won't be as much as the previous one was, but it will still be quite a lot. Thinking 78 grand.
Hey fam, can you help out?
Or probably more like 250 grand.
Could they give us just a bowl? Could they give us like the heat resistant bowl if we did it ourselves?
That's the other thing that you could get the cast.
Okay.
Or the mold. I don't know welding terms.
Me either.
John, you watch those YouTubes.
I mean, a mold is
the mold for the actual like shape of it or whatever. We don't actually use the forge. We just use the thing that.
So yeah, you could get those, and I think with that roll, as long as you like promise to give them back, you could take it.
I mean, I feel like maybe that one.
Sure.
So like, I do want them to reach out to take it, but then they won't let it go, and will ask, "Are you having a weird wedding or something? Why are you making so many crowns?"
I'm trying to stop the world from ending.
Roll manipulate someone again.
7.
Well, I hope you do that. So you've got that, which then that'll be to forge the crown now. Part 1 is going to be Mark roll act under pressure to like make it and with fire and such. And then Kira can roll help out to add
10.
13 advanced to help out.
Nice. This part I honestly think is happening out back.
Outside of the Clockwork Child? Yeah.
In the little tiny parking lot / alley that you're just like...
Kind of like near the parking garage maybe or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you've gone and gotten another slab from Cast of Light that you, between Mark laser eyes and Kira flame hands, is just very quickly melting. This part's definitely happening at night.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the like
glow
flame
of
sounds
the fire.
of the slamming of hammers.
Flames reflecting off of Mark's glasses.
You're definitely gonna get a couple of, will you fucking keep it down? People are trying to sleep. Then the next part of this is going to be imbuing it with the power from the Witchwood. So this, Mark, will be a weird roll.
I can do weird. Fuck yeah, I can do weird. That was an 11.
Nice.
Oh, wait, hold on. 11. It's a 14.
Oh.
Don't get damn.
So it's 11 on the dice.
There's 11 on the dice and 3 more to come.
Okay, so you managed to like inlay some of the leaves. I think you have like the wood of the branch set inside the interior of the metal, and then in some of the leaves inlaid and almost painted over as though they are jewels.
Mark's like, I'm pretty good at this.
And you're admiring your work, and your phone rings.
I wipe off the sweat from my head, look at my phone. Who be it?
Other parentheses, question mark, close parentheses, Mark.
Oh my god.
Great.
Mark?
Mark?
Well, I'm glad we remembered our names. What's up? You okay?
Are you doing something weird right now?
Always, but what's up?
Is our mom with you?
Where are you right now?
I'm at the house and she's gone, man.
What do you mean gone? She's not home yet?
Can you do that thing where I can just like show not tell?
Yeah. Mark tunes in.
Okay, I'm just going to allow that to happen because this is you. Other Mark is awoken from the sound sleep by the sound of winds and storm, and he runs into the source of the sounds, which is his mother's room, and can just in time to see her being pulled by a familiar black tendril into a familiar black circle, which closes.
I'll be right there.
Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been The Monsters Playbook, featuring
Detjen-Wander as Mark Clayton,
Lauren Johnson as Anna and Kira Ashwood,
Miah Detjen-Wander as Theo Nessos,
and Jonny Grubb as literally everybody else. The Monsters Playbook is produced and engineered by Miah Detjen-Wander and edited by Miah Detjen-Wander and Lauren Johnson. Our theme song is by me, Jonny Grubb. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. And if you just can't get enough of the Monsters Playbook, join us on Patreon. We have bonus episodes, exclusive merch, and patron-only mini-series and side stories. Or join us on Discord, where we pretty much just hang out. We're also on social media, obviously, so you can get updates on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening.
Sorry, 1 second pizza is coming. Jesus Christ. Sorry, 1 pizza, please.
I'll be back in a pizza.
Oh my god, that might have to be the blooper. Hang on. 1 pizza. I'll be back in a second.